Please give a warm welcome to Lee Scott, President and Chief Executive Officer, Wal-Mart Stores Incorporated.
Whoa! I know. Thank you. Thank you. I know. All right. Every year. Okay. But it'd be a pleasure for anybody to be the CEO of this company, because, you know, it doesn't matter if you're Sam Walton or you're David Glass or you're Lee Scott. When you come to this meeting year after year, you get to say, we had record sales. We had record earnings. We had record reinvestment back into our company. But you know, I say all that, but let me tell you, my friends, you better be ready to be better. Because today, for whatever reason, whether it's our success or our size, Wal-Mart Stores Incorporated has generated fear, if not envy, in some circles. And that makes it more important than ever that we focus on doing the right thing and doing things right every time. There's two things that we should do. Number one is tell the Walmart story. Get the message out there. And the second thing is stay the course. Walmart is too important to individual families who are stretching a budget. We're too important to the suppliers who employ millions of people. We're too important to our associates for whom we have so much love and value so much. And your company will continue to demonstrate our citizenship as a good employer and a member of the communities that we serve so well around this world. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll promise you this. We're going to stay the course, and this company is going to continue to grow.
Actually, H&H was started in 1962. Started on Main Street in Middlefield. Little country store that at that time I was starting a family, and it was pretty difficult to know. It was a big decision. And my brother-in-law and I decided, well, we were going to take that step, and we went into business and started in a little one-room building that had a full basement, but we did all the plumbing in the basement, but the upstairs retail area was very small, and we were there for a year and a half to 2 years, and then we moved on to a larger store and a shopping center, and spent several years there, and then we proceeded in 1992, built this facility here. This gentleman here, that happens to be my son. He's been a right-hand man for many, many years. It was much easier to retire in 96 when he was here to take over.
One of the biggest parts of our store being out in our rural areas, what we call our hardware section, you know, and the nuts and the bolts and the nails and all the type of fasteners. That's always been good, because a lot of the farmers were always mending machinery and things around the farm, and some of the kids that were, you know, kids when I was growing up, you know, in here. Now they've got families and they come in here for the fix-it-up type things.
Probably since I was 8, come down on Friday nights after school, work till 9.
You have the car out there?
I worked here since I was 6. Swept or helped customers when I was young too. At the end of the day, Grandpa or Dad would give us their pocket change. Spent a lot of late nights in here too, especially when we were building it.
I generally arrive here about 7:15 in the morning, and I unlock the door. I come in and turn the lights on, and I get the day money for each drawer in the registers, and I open up the registers, and usually at that time Tom is here, and Tom goes ahead and kind of tidies up the front of the store and sets out the American flag and the benches for our customers to sit on. And a lot of times the Amish fellas on their way to work will stop here for things that they need for their day's projects, and they'll come up and get plumbing or electrical supplies, or a lot of times sporting goods. We have a busy sporting goods division.
John has been preparing for it, trying to change stock and inventory, keeping in mind basically to stay with service. If you can't compete in one area, we're going to stay with something that is not offered or that you can compete in.
Oh, I've probably been shopping here for 32 years or so. All my needs that I needed for hardware.
The mass merchandisers, to a great extent, do not provide excellence in service. I'll use Wal-Mart as an example, and you're really lucky if they have anyone in the plumbing section who knows anything about plumbing.
We've been trying to get ready for them for the last probably 10 years.
Had a meeting with all the guys, explained the purpose of our job, make sure we do everything right and thorough, explained what Wal-Mart did and what we do and what we can do different.
This was brought to us by a last customer of mine. He's so much against the Walmart movement after reading this book that he wanted to get some in and start passing them out or selling them to friends at whatever it cost them. So that's basically, I got a few extra ones. He's taken several and getting rid of them, and I'm doing the same.
Well, I have never been in a Walmart store. I never intended to go in a Walmart store. I've never had the need, and I've never liked their principles. That's not nice to say at all, probably, but I've seen a lot of small communities crucified and forced out, ma-and-pa operations that have been in business for years that are out on the street. They just had to close their doors just because of one entity. And it appears that that is their intent, to come into a community and force everybody out.
They did nothing but lay down the freaking red carpet for them. I know how hard it was for my dad, my grandfather, to build this building on this lot. They went through everything to try to get the commissioners and stuff to allow them to build here. I mean, we had to, they got sign issues, got to be certain size. We had to make sure we had enough green around the area.
I'm all for free enterprise, but when you look at the big picture, they're the people who own a company are the richest people in the world. So, in reality, I think they could spread that out. I'm curious to see how much they'll actually give back to the community.
To even use American with Walmart in the same sentence, just I don't agree with it at all. It's like a Chinese company to me, only with American board members.
It's not a mystery. They come right out on record and said that they don't buy American.
And all it's done is give China a better distribution center, whereas before they would have had to find contacts, who to sell to, and develop their own markets. Now they've got a pipeline right in everybody's living room by going through Walmart.
I think the government should have more control. You talk about monopolies. If Walmart's not a monopoly, I don't know what it is.
I'm not at all in favor of any kind of communism or socialism. I believe that America should always and forever remain free. However, I think that there need to be regulations established wherein, they busted up Standard Oil and they busted up Ma Bell. But Walmart seems to be going on a rampage through the American economy, and nobody's even paying attention. The logic of it escapes me, and I spend a lot of time thinking about it.
Well, I'm a Republican. I'm a conservative, and but I'm following very closely what's happening with the unions. It used to be that the union wage was something that everybody would look up at and say, "Wow, he's a union worker. He's making $18 or $20 an hour." And I realize that's what we're paying our people. We're not union. I'm all for the unions doing whatever they can do, and whether it be Walmart or Kmart or any store that's not going to pay a fair wage.
I'm a staunch American. I love America. It's the finest, freest country in the world. I'd still, at my age, I'd fight and die for this country. But it seems that there are things going on within this country, particularly from a business and economic standpoint, that aren't for the good of the people. The people in mass. A small segment of the population is doing well by what's happening, but the greater majority of the people are being made subservient.
Sam Walton, I don't think would be comfortable with the way things are going right now. I don't think this is why he started the store. It wasn't to crush other competition.
We have people in this town, families who can't feed their children, and families who have the entirety of their belongings in a car and in a trailer and are spending most of their life in their car or at the mall because they've been evicted from their homes because they can't find work. They can't find work.
And I think there's a lot of people that don't realize there are those people in town too.
Right.
You say that's in Middlefield, and oh no, that's
exactly.